In today's video, we are breaking down the most common misconceptions about the RC hobby. Get ready to clear up the confusion and get back to doing what you love. I'm the RC Princess, aka Shannon, and let's go ahead and get into myth number 1. Hi guys, I just need to make a little disclaimer. I am getting over a cold. It has been going on a little over a week now, so if I sound a little funny, as usual, that's why. So bear with me, please. Also, I did want to make a little side note for you guys. I, a while back, created a new RC Princess Facebook group. If you guys were in the page, that is no longer going to be relevant. I wanted to do a group because I wanted a place where people could put their own stuff in. I didn't like how I was the only one who could post on the page and then just have you guys like comment on stuff. I wanted a place where you guys can post your stuff and show off what you've been doing, your rigs. Do you do YouTube videos? Like just all that kind of stuff. So I will go ahead and leave the link to the Facebook group in the description box for you guys. And I would appreciate if you would head over and join that group and then go ahead and start showing off your stuff. Myth number 1 is that RC cars are toys. And if you guys know me, you know that this myth bothers me to no end. I hear this one all the time, and the RC cars that you go buy at like Target or Walmart, yes, those are considered toys. They can't fully be upgraded or customized. To a degree, you can, but I would rather invest in a hobby grade, high quality RC car and put my time and effort into that than something that I can go buy for 40, 50 bucks at Target or Walmart. The hobby grade RC cars are enjoyable to everyone, not just kids. If anything, I would say there's more adults in the RC hobby than kids. I could be totally wrong on that. It just makes sense to me because, like, when we go out to events and stuff, I see way more adults than kids. It truly is an amazing hobby that has a great community and offers a little something for everyone. So, in my head, that RC myth is busted. RC cars are not toys. Myth number 2 is that RC cars are expensive. It's half right and half wrong. You do not need $1 million to get into the hobby. RC cars are kind of like real life vehicles. They vary in price depending on what you are looking for. Think of it like a Ford Raptor is obviously going to cost a lot more than, let's say, a Kia Rio. You can really get into the hobby for like around $100. The micro crawlers are a really good option for beginners, and if you are on a lower end budget, the Traxxas TRX4Ms are a good choice, and then also the Axial SCX24s. FMS offers some micro crawlers, so you really don't have to be a millionaire to get into the hobby. So I'm busting this myth that you have to be like super financially blessed to be a part of this hobby because that is not accurate at all. One of the best things about this hobby is how inclusive it really is. You can make it as expensive or as cheap as you want to. The Red Cat Ascent Fusion is a great example of that. It can get you in for less than $500, and then you have an amazing half upgraded, pretty much already upgraded 10 scale crawler that is comp ready, I would say. Myth number 3 is RC cars are hard to drive. No, they are not. There are different levels, obviously. So, like competitions that I was just talking about, bashing is another great example. You really have to know what you're doing, like when to give it brake, when to give it more throttle, if you're doing stunts and stuff. But overall, they're not hard to drive at all. With crawling, the best advice I have for you is just easy. Take your time. Don't just full send it and expect great results because that's usually not good in the crawling aspect of the hobby. But for the general conversation of RC cars are hard to drive, they are throttle, brake, reverse. If you get into it. They have locking and unlocking diffs, they have dig functions, but overall, no, it's not hard to drive. So myth busted. And moving on to myth number 4, which makes me a little upset, is RC cars are just for men. Well, whoever says that must not like me very much. This is such a silly thing to say. I know so many women, including myself, my mom. I have some friends that are women that are in the RC hobby. It's not just for men. In fact, it's not just for anybody. Literally, the hobby is for whoever wants to be a part of it. I have been told before that I am only in the hobby because of my husband, and I laughed because I'm only in the hobby because of my dad. Like, get it right. No, I'm just kidding. No, but my dad did play a huge part in it. If my dad wasn't into them when I was growing up and stuff, then no, I probably wouldn't be in it either. I mean, maybe, I don't know, but I grew up around them, and for the longest time I wasn't super interested in like learning about them or fixing or upgrading or anything like that. For the longest time, I just wanted to run them, and if it broke, then I was like, Daddy. My husband does enjoy it. I think my dad and I are like the top people in this family who really enjoy it, and my mom, son, and husband come along just to hang out and have fun. I think they enjoy it to a degree. They don't have the urge to learn anything. It's usually my dad and I fixing things or upgrading things or whatnot, and that's okay. It's just a great opportunity to go out and have some family fun, so I really enjoy that aspect. Myth number 5. RC cars are dangerous. You know what? I'm not even sure why this one made the list, because I agree. They're dangerous. No, I'm totally joking, but in the right hands, yeah. There are some people that I have went out with that I vowed I'm never going again because I feared for my life. And my son being one of them, my ankles like literally tremble when the controller is in his hand. It scares me. Anyway, just kidding. They're not super dangerous. I mean, I guess, I don't know, that's a hard one. In the right hands, yes, they are. If you have common sense and you are aware of your surroundings and you respect other people, then no, they are not dangerous. That myth stems from careless people doing silly things and should not be applied to the hobby as a whole. So that myth is kind of broken. Is it broken? I don't know. I think it's broken. Busted. So that myth is busted. Kinda. Did I bust it? I don't even know. Okay, moving on, you guys. Okay, let's take a break real quick right here, and I just want you guys to leave a comment down below on some of the ridiculous myths and comments that you have heard about the RC hobby, and then we can all get a really good laugh. Myth number 6. I don't know why I just said that so serious. Okay, myth number 6 is that RC cars are for outdoor use only. No, they are not. We run the micro crawlers like the TRX-4Ms, the SCX-24s. We run those in the house all the time. Like sometimes we'll be watching TV and just like running them around the living room. It's one of my son and I's favorite things to do. The best thing about the micro crawlers is they are small and compact and can be ran pretty much anywhere. So, funniest story, I think I've told you guys before, but for those of you who did not hear it, I don't recommend running the Arma fire team in the house. I had a little mishap. I was running it outside, but then I was too lazy to pick it up and bring it in the house. So I thought, hey, I'll just drive it into the house. That didn't go well, as you can imagine. So I got it in the house. I went to shut the door, and my controller was like, my radio was in like the crook of my arm, and somehow reverse was hit and it went right into my shin. So I don't recommend that, you guys. That really hurt. There were some choice words. It was a bad situation. So I don't recommend those to be ran in the house, but the micro crawlers are great for indoor use. So myth busted. Myth number 7 is that RC cars are legal to use anywhere. And way, way, way back in the day, I actually thought this was true, you guys. I thought you could just go anywhere because it's not a real vehicle. You know what I mean? Like, you can't like run over anyone or anything like that. That is not the case. And I have heard of people getting some pretty hefty fines. So that actually is a myth. They are not legal to use anywhere. So when in doubt, I would definitely ask and make 100% sure to avoid, first off, looking like a jerk, like you're just not following the rules, and two, from getting a hefty fine, because I heard they can get upwards of like $300-400, and I'm like, that's crazy. That is a myth, and they are not legal to use anywhere. Myth number 8 is that RC cars are loud, and I'm sure some of you are like, Shannon, some of these myths like are not myths, they're true. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but I am looking at the general picture. And so to say all RC cars are loud is a complete myth. Just they're not all loud. Some of them are actually really quiet, especially when you run a brushless system in them. It's just like with the price ranges, the noise output can range from, is this thing even on, to, ow, give me earplugs. So it is a myth overall. They are not all loud. Myth number 9 is RC cars are limited to certain age groups. And we kind of already touched on this when we said that they're just for men. Everyone from man to woman, adult to child, 0 to 99 can run an RC car. Like, you can own one, you can have one. They're not just for certain age groups. I would say like middle-aged men is generally what people think of when they hear RC cars. It is not true. Anybody can enjoy this hobby. Myth number 10 is RC cars need a lot of space to operate, and that again goes hand in hand with they should only be used outdoors. They Not all of them need a lot of space to operate. Obviously, the Arm of Fire team does. But again, going back to the micro crawlers and even some of the 10 scale crawlers, they don't need a lot of space to operate. When you get into bashing, that's when you're going to want a bit more space, obviously, and just make sure it's cleared out so you're not going to backflip into somebody's head. But again, they don't really take up a whole lot of space. You can do a lot with minimal space area. And finally, myth number 11 is that all RC cars are the same. Saying that all RC cars are the same is saying that a Jeep is the same as a Tesla. You're not going to take a Tesla rock crawling. Or maybe you are. And if that's the case, I'd like to see it. But generally, most people are not going to take their Tesla rock crawling. In the RC hobby, you have categories like crawlers and trailers and bashers and race cars, and the list goes on and on. So they're not all the same. And that is one reason I really think it's inclusive, because you have people like me that I don't enjoy racing. Those days are over. My new obsession really is crawling, although I do enjoy bashing. I just don't have a lot of good options around here for like bashing spots. Um, because I do like to do stunts and stuff. So yeah, I do like bashing, but I would say crawling is my number one obsession. So there really is a little something for everyone. There you have it, everyone. 11 myths about the RC hobby busted. At the end of the day, the RC hobby is really just like any other hobby. You have people who take it too far, you have people who don't understand it, and then you also have people who you can just tell that the passion just runs through their veins. So if you guys enjoyed this video and want to support me, an easy way to do that is just by clicking that thumbs up button right there at the bottom of the screen. And then also, if you could hit that subscribe button to stick around for future uploads. I have a lot planned. I know that I took a little hiatus for the rest of the summer because I was trying to enjoy the rest of my summer with my son, and then also just getting ready for back to school. Any parents out there, are you with me? Like, yes, back to school. I wasn't ready a couple weeks ago. I was really sad about it, and now I'm like, oh my God, get out the door. So, yes, that is that. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.